The story of the young season for your Rangers is offense, and plenty of it. The 4 straight wins have been fueled by big flies and lots of runs. The story out of spring training was pitching, or lack of it, depending on who you talk to. And after 4 games, so far, so good. A big decision breaking camp was the 5th starter, and tonight, with great anticipation, Ogando makes his career debut in that role as the Rangers and the Mariners meet next. Game of the season for your Texas Rangers, and once again today the wind has turned around. It is just like it was on Sunday when we were here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington for a day game. Another breezy night and another thrilling night for Rangers fans as the undefeated Texas Rangers get set to take on their divisional foe, the Seattle Mariners, here on a Tuesday night at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. John Radigan and Tom Grieve here with you, and we have been anxious in anticipation of seeing the debut as a starter of Ogando. He was so good out of the pen last year.
Yeah, and I think coming into spring training, the Rangers wanted to stretch him out, give him a chance to make the rotation. I think most people felt he'd end up as a late-inning bullpen guy, but because of the injury to Tommy Hunter, he's got a nice opportunity. Now, he's got an excellent fastball, an excellent slider. To be a successful starter, he'll need to develop some type of an off-speed pitch, but he threw the ball very well this spring. We know what kind of arm he's got. Don't know how long he'll pitch into the game, probably 90 or 95 pitches. But if he pitches well, I think he'd get through 5 or 6 innings and give the team a chance to win. That's what you're looking for tonight.
Ron Washington expects him to have butterflies early in the game, but he says after that, this kid doesn't feel anything. He does seem to have sort of ice water running through his veins. That was evident last year in his role as a relief pitcher. So we're ready for that, and we're ready for another rookie, another major league debut, and that's Michael Pineda. We'll see him on the mound against the Rangers for the Mariners. It's all coming up. It's time to play ball, y'all. is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. By Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo for only $4.99 plus tax. And by Southwest Airlines. New Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and blackout dates. John Radigan and Tom Grieve at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. And as we get ready to welcome Ichiro to play, we welcome Emily Jones to the show.
Well, guys, it's kind of like the question which comes first, the chicken or the egg, the chemistry or the winning. It's quite obvious that both are coming the Rangers' way so far this season.
Like confidence versus success. I think confidence definitely comes first because you're not going to have any success without it. So I think it's the same way here. I mean, we know we have a good team. We know we have a lot of talent. But at the same time, it all starts with being in here and everyone pulling for each other and everyone being on the same page.
And Tom, as you brilliantly pointed out on your radio show today, it really does start with Wash. These guys love to play, and no one loves to watch these guys play more than the manager, Ron Washington.
Emily, thanks very much. Ichiro to center field. Julio Bourbon makes the play. And Southwest Airlines brings us the Mariners lineup. It's penciled in by Eric Wedge tonight. Slightly different. The top 5 or 6 actually are exactly the same, with Ichiro, Figgins, Bradley, Cust, Smoke, and Oliva. But then Adam Kennedy moves over to second base, and Jack Wilson, who was so good at second last night, will be the shortstop. Michael Saunders is in center field tonight, as the third baseman Sean Figgins steps in. Emily's point pretty good, Tom. There's nobody that likes watching Rangers baseball and the Rangers do well better or more than Wash does.
No, he certainly enjoys that, and I think one of the things I like best about Wash is not afraid to display his emotion.
Yeah.
When the Rangers score a key run in an important game, he's up there cheering and clapping his hands. That's the way every manager feels, so why hide it? I think the players like that. Like to see their emotion from the manager.
It seems like, and maybe it's just a function of the success, but we've seen progressively more emotion from Wash as his career with the Rangers has gone on, too.
Yeah, and I think he's probably just like players that have experience under their belt. He's more confident in himself as a manager than he was when he first started out. It stands to reason. But, you know, he's been in baseball his whole life. He knows the game. Managing a team was something that I think he had to learn as he went along.
And let us now give you the scouting report on Alexi Ogando making his first major league start.
He did start a few games last year in Double-A. He's pitched really well in this ballpark. His ERA is under 1 in our ballpark. Throws predominantly a fastball and a slider, although he's working on some type of a changeup. And he'll need that to, to pitch deep in the game, be a starting pitcher. You need something slow.
Pop that one up to Elvis. And there are 2 away. And here is the rest of the defense. Josh Julio and Mitch Morland out there in right field tonight, because Michael Young's at first with Ian, Elvis, and Adrian around the infield. And there you see Alexi and Yorvi Torrealba behind the plate. Again, there is Michael Young at first base for the first time this regular season. Played out there 5 times during the spring. And admits that he still has to sort of go through the mental process of remembering what he's supposed to do as a first baseman. It just doesn't come as naturally yet, having not played there nearly as many times as the other 3 infield positions.
One thing I expect from Ogando is that he'll throw strikes. And so far, that's exactly what he's doing. His fastball is mid-90s fastball. If you only have a fastball and a slider, it helps when your slider's a really good slider and your fastball is a mid-90s pitch.
Milton Bradley gets a hold of that one and puts it out there into left field. He is on first base with the first hit of the game. And it'll bring up the designated hitter, Jack Cust.
Yeah, Cust is a good power hitter, and he picks his spots, and he'll go up there and look for a fastball and get it started quick. And so he's a guy that you have to be careful with, because he does have good power, and you need to be able to mix in an off-speed pitch just to keep him honest. Otherwise, he'll, as the hitters say, cheat a little bit, look for the fastball, and when he does that, he can drive it out of the ballpark.
He hit this one high into right field. Drifting back now is McLeemore. Then he makes the play. And the single is erased. The side is retired. Alexi Ogando pretty good in his first half inning. We'll see the Rangers bats next. Starting pitcher tonight, making his major league debut, and he is doing it against one of the major league's best hitting teams so far. The Southwest batting order for Ron Washington's team is familiar. Kinsler, Andrews, and Hamilton at the top. Adrian in the 4-hole. Michaels batting fifth, playing first, as we showed you. Now he's the DH tonight, as Wash tries to give him a half day off. Mitch Morland in right field for the first time this season, and it's Torrealba and Bourbon rounding out Ron Washington's batting order tonight, as the fans enjoy another great night of baseball. 71 degrees at game time, and the Rangers stand in against the rookie, the big fella, Michael Pineda. Tom, the scouting report.
Yeah, he's only 22 years old. This is his major league debut. Last year he was the Mariners minor league pitcher of the year, and he's got good minor league credentials. He's 31-14. His ERA is 2.49. That's an over 400 innings pitched. So he's pitched a lot of minor league ball for a younger player. He started when he was 17, and he's in the big leagues at a young age, but he's got some innings under his belt, and he's got a mid-90s fastball and better.
That one was 95 miles an hour, and he's ahead of Ian quickly, 0-2.
I knew when I saw this kid's minor league record that it looked familiar. So he swung.
And they just called him out, yeah, on appeal to first base. They said Ian went around.
Didn't see that coming. That was kind of a delayed request at first base. But anyway, the kid's 31-14 in the minor leagues. There's a slider. Couldn't really tell from that point. Let's see from this side. Boy, that's borderline.
Pretty close.
You could see why you would get the call. And we just played the Red Sox. Clay Buchholz was also 31-14 in his minor league career. Just about the same amount of innings and just about the same kind of ERA as well. A little bit older, though, when he got to the big leagues.
Yeah, this young man would do well to have the start to his career in the major leagues that Clay Buchholz has had.
For sure. Certainly got a good arm. That's pretty obvious.
He's like Buchholz. Pineda will throw a no-hitter in his next start. It was his second start that Buchholz did that. Six feet 7 inches tall, although he's listed officially at 6'5", 245. He's a big man. There's a strike to Elvis.
Yeah, he probably was 6'5". And 245 at some point in time
when they measured him at age 17. Yeah,
but now he's 6'7" and 265.
Elvis to third. Figgins to first. And there are 2 away. Here's the rest of the defense for the Seattle Mariners. Milton Bradley in left. Michael Saunders out there in center today, and Ichiro's in right as usual. Figgins, Wilson, Kennedy, and Smoke around the infield, and it's Miguel Olivo behind the plate once again tonight, catching the rookie Pineda. And he throws a first pitch strike to Josh Hamilton at 96 miles an hour. All these Rangers players admit they don't know much about the kid. All they have is just a little bit of video to go on. None of them obviously have any experience against him.
Yeah, video can be a nice tool and it helps, but until you get up there and see the movement on the pitch and how he hides the ball, it really doesn't help you that much. There's a pretty nice changeup right there.
Yep, and a pretty nice inning for the youngster. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. The Rangers are down in order. 1, 2, 3 go the Rangers. We are headed to the 2nd inning with no score. Ballpark in Arlington, and we welcome Jim Knox into the program.
All right, thanks, John. The Antlers out in full force. This little guy also waiting for a foul ball. And I tell you what, C.J. Wilson's going to have a big day on the mound, hopefully tomorrow. And coming up, April 21st, it's the C.J. Wilson's Children's Charities playing in the 3rd annual Strikeout Bowling Tournament. April 21st, 6 to 11 o'clock at Splitsville Luxury Lanes in Arlington. There'll be, of course, bowling, dining, and dancing, and they tell me CJ will also spin a few records, so call the number on your screen or email them and get involved in that fine tournament. And look who we found here. Kelly Donaldson does a great job in the truck with the video. His whole family in the house tonight, along with his wife, Jennifer, having a good time tonight. Good to have you on hand, guys. Way to go. John.
Knoxy, thanks very much, and it's great to have Kelly's family on hand. They miss him a lot during the season. He's one of the guys that's on the road with us as we travel with the team. Of course, he's here almost every night, too, and does a great job putting the video highlights that you see together, the recaps and the replays and those type of things are what Kelly's in charge of, and he does a great job. So it's nice to have his family here. Justin Smoke stepping in, the former Ranger, off to a great start. Grounds it to Ian. And there's one away.
The last couple of days, both the young pitchers, Matt Harrison, Derek Holland, have done a nice job of throwing their off-speed pitches when they're behind in the count. And Alexei just did the same thing. He threw a breaking ball for a strike, then missed twice with his fastball. And so I'm sure in a count where Smoke is expecting another fastball, he threw him a breaking ball, and he had a weak ground ball to second base. And that'll be important for Alexei to be able to get his off-speed breaking ball over the plate. He's working on a splitter, which is essentially a changeup for him. And that was an example of it right there. He just missed with it.
Swing and a miss there from Olivo. Does the start give him an opportunity to work on those things more?
Probably. I think as a starting pitcher, you can experiment a little bit more. That looked more like a curveball than a slider. Curveball's a little bit slower than a slider, so that's a good idea. It just makes that fastball look that much faster. But if your fastball's 95 and your slider's 87, there's not a big differential between the two. But if your fastball's 95 and your breaking ball is more like a curveball at 78, that's a big differential and a big change of speed.
And another swing and a miss from Olivo. And that's the first strikeout of the game for Alexi Ogando. Much to the delight of Mike Maddox.
Nothing fancy there. Here's my best heat. See if you can hit it.
3 pitches out of the strike zone. That is something that Ron Washington and Mike Maddox have been working with Ogando on. Believe it or not, through spring training, they were trying to get him to move out of the strike zone a little bit. This one softly to Elvis off the bat of Adam Kennedy. And down go the Mariners. 1, 2, 3. Here come the Rangers bats against the rookie.
In the bottom of the second, and you guys talked about how not a whole lot of video or stuff for the Rangers to go on as far as Michael Pineda is concerned. Nelson Cruz says facing a guy for the first time definitely presents its challenges.
You got to pay more attention how does he work, what situation he throws his fastball, his breaking pitches, you know, and so it's good for me because I'm hitting 6, you know, so I can see more the hitters. And I have an idea what to expect from the pitcher.
So advantage to each team's pitcher here in the early goings, but maybe that's about to change? No, not quite. Maybe in a bit, guys.
Yeah, and thanks very much. One more look at him there, and obviously Ichiro was able to haul that one in.
Adrian's only had a couple of hits, John. 2 hits, really, 2 for 18 now. But he's not swinging the bat that badly. He's just missed a couple that he's gotten underneath. He's hit some line drives to right field. So even though he's only 2 for 18, one of his hits was huge. It was a grand slam that broke a game open. But his at-bats don't look quite that bad.
Michael Young hits it hard, but right at the center fielder, Michael Saunders. And there are 2 away quickly for a guy who had only 10 pitches in the first inning and is now at a grand total of 13.
And he's thrown a lot of strikes, quality strikes. fastball's 95-ish. He threw a pitch to strike out Josh. It looked like a changeup. It was 90 miles an hour. And he throws a hard slider to go along with it.
11 strikes and 2 balls for the young man as Nelly now steps in, hoping that he has learned something from the first 5 batters, but there's a strike. Nelly could become the first man in Major League history to hit a home run in each of his first 5 games. He's got 4 in a row right now. Only American League player to have ever done that. Willie Mays and Mark McGwire from the National League each started out a season with a home run in 4 straight games. Wave and a miss by Nelly. Take a look at the elite company that he's in. Mays and McGwire did not homer in their 5th game of the season. So Nelly and the Rangers could make more history tonight. They've already done it a couple of times this season. Ian with his leadoff home run in the first 2 games of the season, and then Ian and Nelly both hitting home runs in the first 3 games of the season. Those 2 established Major League firsts. Outside, Nelly draws the walk. First base runner for the Rangers. And it'll bring up Mitch Morland, the right fielder tonight.
That's a pretty interesting battle of 2 inexperienced Major League starters, but both of them with big, tall, lanky kids with good arms, both mid-90s fastballs. It'll be tough on the hitters tonight. They keep throwing like this. And I guess Alexi's a little more lanky than Pineda.
Yeah.
At 265, yeah. Although this kid's not overweight. He's just big.
Yeah, he carries it well.
Yeah, I guess he's not quite lanky, though. He's just tall and strong.
He's a big hoss of a man. There goes Nelly, and Mitch Morland hits this one. Going deep center field. And it's against the wall. Here comes Nelly around third, and he's headed home. Mitch Moreland's trying for third, and he is in there standing. A triple by Mitch Morland, and the Rangers lead this thing 1-0.
Yeah, Saunders went back for that ball, and I think he thought it was going to be a little bit higher up on the wall. He went into the wall, jumped almost like he thought it was going to be over the wall, and it didn't quite go that far. Went off the wall, and Mitch ends up with a triple. Gave it a ride, a pitch away, drives it. Shows you the power that Mitch has. Let's see where that ball hits on the wall. Yeah, he goes up like it's going over the wall. And actually, I think if he kept his eye on the ball, he might have been able to catch it just by reaching out his glove.
He really did look surprised as he was coming down, seeing the ball down below him. And it brings up Yorvi Torrealba. 27th extra base hit of the season for the Rangers.
I thought when I saw him go up on the wall, I thought it was going to be a home run.
I did too.
Because it looked like it was going to be a desperation jump to bring one back from over the wall.
Yeah, he is
go up over the wall like it's a home run. And if he stuck out his glove and reached for it, I think he probably could have caught it. I think he just took his eye off it and made the assumption it was going to go a little bit farther.
Most baseball announcers that I talk to, and especially rookie announcers, take their cue from the outfielder to see if that thing's going out or not. So I was definitely thinking that that was headed out. Obviously, so was Saunders, or he wouldn't have leapt for it.
Yeah, it might have been one that got up there high, and the wind might have blown it back a little bit too. I think on certain days it probably would have been a home run.
There's a strike to Jorvik. We talked to. There you go. You see coming into tonight 26 extra base hits, so that makes it 27. But even the 26 was second most through the first 4 games in Major League history.
Wow, we're getting a lot of historical things going on this season. This early in the year.
The only team that had hit more, Jorvik grounds to the shortstop, was the Yankees in 2003. But the Rangers get another one and make it 27 extra base hits. It was a triple by Mitch Morland that scored a run to give Texas a 1-0 lead. Geico Insurance, where 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. And by AT&T. And the Rangers have a 1-0 lead on the strength of Mitch Moreland's first ever triple. He got to third base easily standing up, although apparently his shoe came untied in the process. So he repairs that, and Rangers fans tweet their excitement to friends of theirs. Even as Jack Wilson steps in to start off the third inning against Alexi Ogando. Ogando, who had just 9 pitches, a 9-pitch second inning. That's just his 22nd of the game.
Jack's got that pine tar almost to the borderline high. George Brett area.
I was about to say, yeah, that. Ooh, oh boy. That hit somebody down there. That's too bad. Looks like she's okay, though. Ball and a strike to Jack Wilson, who was the author of one of the greatest plays that any ball good. They just gave the ball to the young lady that got hit, drawing some cheers from the crowd. Wilson with that great play at second base, great double play last night. Ron Washington said today it's one of the best plays he's ever seen.
I agree with him.
Swing and a miss from Wilson there. And look, none of these guys have much experience against Alexi Ogando either. In fact, only Justin Smoke has faced him on the Mariners active roster. Sky high, shallow right field. Mitch Moreland makes the play.
The thing we've seen from Alexi so far in the game, obviously he's got a good fastball, but his complementary pitches have been pretty nice too. Last year it was more fastball, hard slider. Today his breaking ball is more like a curveball, 77, 78 miles an hour. And I think that's more effective as a starting pitcher because it gives you a bigger differential between your fastball and your off-speed pitch. So far, a lot of strikes, a couple of quick innings. And he's throwing the ball nicely. Looks like a starting pitcher.
He really does. He is not shy about this. Not shrinking away from it at all. We interviewed him yesterday about how he felt regarding this. And, of course, we did it through an interpreter. And he mentioned that he was nervous, but then was quick to point out, not scared, just nervous.
2 off-speed pitches in a row right there. Evens the count. Pretty impressed so far after 28 pitches. The one thing he had to do was come up with something slower, and he's got that so far in this game. He dropped that 78-mile-an-hour curveball in there and then come back with a 95-mile-an-hour high fastball, and that's tough for a hitter.
And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Michael Saunders.
And that's his change splitter that he's working on.
And it was just a bit outside to even things up at 2-2.
And a curveball for strike 3. Very nice.
Wow. Another strikeout for Ogando.
It's almost like he has said, along with Mike Maddox, I need a different repertoire to be a starting pitcher. And instead of the hard slider, he's throwing a curveball, and it's a good one. That's a beauty.
And he's confident enough to throw it in this situation against big league hitters. Now it's Ichiro. 96 miles an hour to him, but a little low for a ball. Ichiro lined one to the right fielder, or to the center fielder first time up, or Bone. Slices that one foul, and it's 1-1. Ichiro, one of 2 Mariners to have at least 1 hit in every game so far this season. He and Justin Smoke have accomplished that in the first 4 games for the Mariners. Big cut and miss. That's some heat at 94.
I'll guarantee after 34 pitches, if you're Mike Maddox or Ron Washington, you are ecstatic with the way he's throwing the ball right now.
And this one's grounded to Beltran. Over to Michael Young at first base, and that is 7 in a row. Retired by Alexi Ogando. The Rangers lead it 1-0, headed to the bottom of the 3rd. of the third, and the Junior Rangers Club, presented by Dr. Pepper, returns in 2011. For kids 13 and under, for only $15, Junior Rangers get a cap, a drawstring bag, 8 ticket vouchers, and front line access to run the bases after the Sunday afternoon games. Get details at TexasRangers.com. There's a Junior Ranger for you right there, dressed appropriately on a somewhat chilly night here as Julio Bourbon lays down a bunt. But it's right to Pineda. He is out of there. It'll bring up the top of the order, Ian Kinsler.
It's almost like he had to reach a little too much for that punt and couldn't pull it toward first base enough to get it by Pineda. But that's a major part of his arsenal, and you know he needs to bunt. Oh heck, at least once every other game, sometimes more than that, depending on where they're playing him. And on this grass, it's good for bunting. It's nice, thick, plush grass.
Yeah, I asked you yesterday if it was longer. Strike to Ian than it had been last year, and you said you thought the same thing, but asked Michael and he said no. Eh?
Yeah, I asked Mike if it was about the same or whether it was a little thicker. He said he felt like it was pretty much the same as it was last year. Beautiful grass, nice thick plush grass.
Gorgeous.
I'm an infielder. I love playing on that.
If I'm a homeowner, I'd love to have it in my front yard. Look at that. There's another strike. And of course, as a golfer, you always want to just drop a golf ball in there and just swing and hit out of that.
That's so plush, it might be more like the rough than the fairway.
True, good point. Your ball might get lost down in there. It's a good point. Ball and 2 strikes to Ian, who struck out on a check swing first time up against Pineda. It was just a 3-pitch at bat. Miguel threw 16 in the second inning after a 10-pitch first inning. Ian fouls another one out of play. High and in tight to Kins, and
most hitters, when a guy throws one 95 miles an hour up near their head, me included, they back away, dive out of the way. Ian just kind of eases his head back like he just doesn't want to give in to the pitcher.
Grounds it to the shortstop there, and Jack Wilson makes the play. 2 away for Elvis Andrus. And it's time for our Geico quote of the day. Talking about his home run yesterday. So when I was running around the bases, I was taking my time because I didn't know when I'd hit one again.
That's a pretty good comment right there. That's something someone else might say about the hitter.
This one's toward the shortstop. Wilson makes the play. And Pineda is out of the inning easily again. 1-2-3 go the Rangers. 6-3 on the final put out. It's 1-0 Texas at the end of 3. Mitch Morland followed a Nelson Cruz walk with this triple off the wall in left center field. It scored Nelly, and Mitch went into third standing with his first career triple. And the Rangers have a 1-0 lead. Leading Major League Baseball with 2 out RBIs this season, the Rangers are. They are not afraid to rally on 2, as the Little Leaguers say. Rangers have rallied on 2 many times already in this young season. Or should we say very young season? Michael Young quick to point out today, you can't even call this a start yet. He said, you know, it's 4 games. Talk to me after 2 months about our start.
Well, that's true, because we were talking the other day about the season where they won the first 3 against Cleveland and then lost 5 straight.
Sure.
So a good start turned into a bad start.
Yep, real fast. And that's one of the reasons Michael, as a clubhouse leader, wants everybody to keep this in perspective. Yes, it's going very well, but I can turn around quickly.
Boy, I can't be more impressed with the way Alexi's throwing the ball right now. That curveball that he's throwing is an equalizer. Looking fastball, throw that curveball. Look how far out in front of that he is. He's a good hitter, too. Of course, if you faced Ogando last year, you didn't see that curveball very much. You saw a heat and a hard slider more often than not. Now it's a little bit tougher.
And you saw almost everything in the strike zone.
The thing you love about Ogando as a starter is there's a high ceiling. There aren't many starters that tune it up in the mid-90s.
Figgins pops this one up. Josh Hamilton comes in to get it.
And now when you look at the curveball that he's throwing tonight to go along with it, it's not just a guy that can be a 5th starter and a guy to keep you in a ball game. He's got the stuff to be a lot more than that.
Off to a great start tonight, and we remind you about weekdays on Fox Sports Southwest. It's the Dan Patrick Show. Tomorrow, Dan welcomes Ice Cube to the show. The Dan Patrick Show, weekdays at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports Southwest. Another good hitter at the plate now, Milton Bradley, the former Ranger. As the only hit off Alexi Ogando at this point.
He's having a hard time getting the head of the bat out, like all the hitters are tonight against both these guys. 2 young pitchers with great arms.
And clearly guys with pretty good heads.
Try to throw a high fastball here, see if he can get Bradley to swing at one out of the strike zone. A little bit too high.
A little too high, yeah. It was a good thought, though.
Yeah, Milton doesn't chase many bad pitches. I mean, he can be fooled on a pitch like anybody, but he's a batter with a good eye at the plate.
It's this one towards left field as well. Josh Hamilton coming on and makes the play.
Ball.
Yeah. In fact, I talked to Derek Holland today about that at-bat that he had against Bradley, where he threw that ball inside, and you could tell Milton was so frustrated that he swung at the pitch, and that was not lost on Derek. Derek said, "Oh, I loved it. I loved seeing his reaction." He says he's so demonstrative when he's frustrated with himself. And Derek definitely remembered that sequence of pitches to a really good hitter and his former teammate, Milton Bradley. Jack Cust up now. Flew out to Mitch Morland in right his first time up.
Here's a spot where Cust will be looking fastball. He had a pretty good swing the first time up looking fastball, just got underneath it a little bit. That's a good pitch right there. Don't give him a fastball when he's looking.
Ron talking about Derek Holland, he said that's what pitching is all about. You get yourself into trouble, you get yourself out of trouble by keeping runners from scoring. And Derek did a pretty good job of that last night. Got the victory, his first of the season. And the young pitchers are really stepping up in this first trip through the rotation. Matt Harrison did a great job in his first start, and now Alexi's off to a really impressive starting debut.
And Cust is another hitter. He's like Bradley. He's a good hitter in that he doesn't swing at many bad pitches. A lot of left-hand hitters will swing at that curveball out of the strike zone with a guy throwing 95 miles an hour, but Cust was able to lay off it. He got a good eye at the plate.
Appeal, and he did check his swing.
He laid off 2 tempting pitches. He strikes out a lot, but he walks a lot too.
And that's the first walk of the game for Alexi Ogando. Second base runner of the game for the Seattle Mariners, and it brings up Justin Smoak.
Really, if you're going to walk somebody in this kind of a game, Cust is the guy that you're going to walk because he's such a good power hitter. That's a tempting curveball. And another one. You see him just barely lay off it. And with 2 outs, not the end of the world walking Cust.
Strike to Justin Smoak.
Probably the one legitimate home run threat. Other guys can hit home runs, but he's probably the one guy that you would pick if you said which guy's got the best chance of hitting a home run tonight. 2 straight curveballs for strikes.
Justin in the midst of a 14-game hitting streak that dates back to last year and includes 3 home runs in the streak, all hit against the Rangers at the end of last season. And this one's hit high, but
pitch tied him up with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Ian's under it on the outfield grass, and he makes the play, and the side is retired. Alexi Ogando is cruising. The Rangers are leading 1-0. In Arlington, in time for our AT trivia question. And tonight we'll talk about a guy who had 2,030 hits in the first decade of the 2000s. Who holds the record for the most hits in a decade? Is it Ichiro, who had 2,030, or is it somebody else? We answer the AT trivia question in the next half inning.
If it's not Ichiro, it's someone who got a lot of hits, because Ichiro averaged 224 hits a year for 10 years.
And as you say, it's not inconceivable that he'll get 3,000 hits after almost a full career in Japan. Didn't get here till he was 27 years old.
He needs to play about 4 more years and average 200 hits to do it.
Josh Hamilton slices it out to left field. Milton Bradley makes the play.
The reason you give Ichiro such a good shot at it is he's never been hurt. He averages, for 10 years in the big leagues, 159 games a year.
Yeah.
He averages missing only 3 games. And the shape that he's in, his age is almost insignificant. You really don't see any reason why he can't play 4, 5, or 6 more years. And if he does, he's a shoo-in, staying healthy, to get 3,000 hits.
Beltre slicing one. It is hooking foul into the seats down the right side. There's another strike to him. He flew out to Ichiro in the second inning. And he swings at that one, and Pineda got him on strikes.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't want to be hitting against either one of these guys tonight. Big, strong kid with a mid-90s fastball, a hard slider down and away. All arms and legs coming at you out there. Looks kind of like James Rodney Richard used to look out there. He was about 6'6", 6'7", 240 or 50 pounds. Similar kind of stuff.
First pitch to Michael's a ball. And he swings and misses at that one. Here's our Ford leaderboard for tonight. And we're talking about career doubles in Rangers history. Michael Young has his sights set on Pudge again. He took the hit leadership from him. Now he's looking at the doubles leadership with just 4 more. He'll pass Pudge on that list as well. Michael was 2 for 4 yesterday with a double. And has a fly out to show for his plate appearances tonight. Big swing and a miss.
Change up.
And another swing and a miss, and Pineda is out of the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Rangers. Back-to-back strikeouts there. But it's still 1-0 Texas at the end of 4. And we answer the AT trivia question for you. We talked about Ichiro's 2030 hits in the first decade of the 2000s. The record, Rogers Hornsby, who had 2,085 hits back in the 1920s. He was one of two men to have over 2,000 hits in the 20s. Sam Rice was the other, and there's the list. Rogers Hornsby, Pete Rose, Ichiro's in third at 2030, and Sam Rice had 2,010 hits in the 1920s as well.
Now I see why Ichiro didn't have it. He only had 9 years in that decade. His 10 years weren't in any one decade. You know
So
what I mean?
from 2001,
he's played 10 years,
right?
And he's got 2,400 to 2,300 hits.
Gotcha.
But one of his years must not have been in that decade.
He only because he came a year into the decade.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Unless I'm reading his stats wrong.
And that is the voice of Mark McLeemore, who joins us now up here in the booth. Mac, a Rangers live analyst, old buddy of ours and the doctor of defense. How would you like to hit against either one of these guys today, Mac?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I like both of these guys. I was a straight fastball hitter, and both of these guys have them. But they've got some breaking stuff to go along with it as well. So it'll be a little bit tough. But this is the kind of game that guys like this. They like this type of a challenge. I was that guy that liked that challenge, and I'm sure a lot of guys like the challenge, but they're not answering the challenge.
No.
It doesn't look like too well right now.
I was one of those guys that was glad I wasn't in the game when these guys were pitching. I promise you that. You know, you've been on the bench when the guys out in the mound is kind of mediocre and guys are going, give me a bat. You know, the game, they might like the challenge, but no one's saying, give me a bat tonight,
I don't think
boy.
so.
Wow.
Man, Ogando just, he has to be amazing, everybody, tonight, that he can go out and do what he's doing tonight. I mean, he's got a great arm. You expect him to go out to be successful, but he looks like he's been in the rotation for 10 years the way he's throwing right now.
He really does, and I just don't think people really expected to see this. This is a sort of a surprise for fans, but I think Ron Washington and his staff and the front office, they knew exactly what Ogando could do. He just needed the opportunity, and now he has the opportunity.
Now, last year as a late inning guy, Mac, it seemed like he was more 97-mile-an-hour fastball, 87-mile-an-hour slider. Tonight, the curveball that he's throwing just makes him look like a starting pitcher, doesn't it?
It really does, and that's what a starting pitcher has to have. He's got to have more than one or two pitches. He's got to have a whole arsenal, 3-4 pitches to use, and Ogando's using that curveball magnificently tonight. You know, it's one thing when you know you've got a guy who's going to throw you a 94, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and if he doesn't have anything that moves in a different direction, then he's going to get hit.
Yeah, they can gear up for that.
Oh, yeah, but what makes Ogando so effective and Pineda to this point is the fact that they're using their breaking pitches and able to throw them for strike when they want to.
He's even with Kennedy now. And Adam laces this one into the corner out there in right field. Mitch Morland over to play it. He's up with it, and Kennedy will stop at second base.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad pitch either. See the replay on it. Didn't look like a bad pitch. It looked like a curveball down and in. See how bad a pitch it was. Terrible. Not even a strike down and in. You have to be pretty happy with that. Just nice job by Kennedy.
Kennedy's a pretty good low ball hitter, especially low and inside. He'll just drop the bat head, and he can reach the seats with his swing. But fortunately, that one just went into the corner.
Bring up Jack Wilson. Playing shortstop tonight with Kennedy on second base. And one out here in the top of the fifth inning.
That sure looks a lot harder than 92, Tag.
I know it. I know it. The players think that our radar gun is a little slow compared to others around the league. I don't know if that's the case or not. I know Ogando, almost every time he pitched last year, was throwing plenty of pitches 97 miles an hour.
Somebody said Johnny Oates was the one who originally said dial that radar gun down. He didn't want to ever see it reach triple digits, no matter who was pitching.
He did not. He did not. Matter of fact, there were a couple of pitchers that he didn't want looking at the radar gun.
John Rocker was one. John Rocker used to throw the pitch and then immediately spin around to the scoreboard to see what the radar gun speed was.
He didn't care if it was a ball or a strike. He just wanted to see how fast it was.
Just want to make sure it wasn't a line drive back at him.
And that was the only thing he waited for.
Then it was, let's see how hard I'm throwing.
Oh, that's worrying about your ego a little bit there. John Rocker, quite a character. Dave Anderson joining Mike Maddox and Ron Washington there to no doubt marvel at how well the youngster Ogando has done, although he's got a runner at third over there now in Kennedy. But he's facing the 9th place hitter Michael Saunders. And he starts him off with a strike. Saunders struck out in the 3rd inning, his first time up.
That last breaking ball, Mac, it looked a little more like a slider. Do you think, is he throwing both a slider and a curveball?
Yeah, he is. Actually, I think that the slider might be a cutter. I know he was working on a cutter in spring training, and it was pretty effective for him. And some of the guys that got in there didn't really like it.
I can understand that.
Crowd gets into it at 0-2. And it's fouled away.
Boy, when he needs to throw that fastball, he's throwing it where he wants to, too. Get him looking or aware of the breaking ball, but behind in the count, throw a high fastball, and just barely got a piece of that one.
I like it. That's great pitching, especially for a young pitcher like Ogando.
And it's 1-2. Alexi Ogando, who has a sub-1 ERA here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. And that one's called a ball by the home plate umpire, Brian O'Nora. Evens things up at 2-2. Ron Washington was very quick to point out to the media today how you can talk about this prolific offense all you want, but we need to win with pitching and defense. And tonight is a classic example of that in a 1-0 game. Another one fouled toward the camera well.
The last pitch, a little more of a slider. The slider tends to go more from right to left. The curveball is a little bit slower. It does go right to left a little bit, but it goes down more.
Inside for a ball. That'll run the count full.
Now here's where a veteran catcher comes into play. Torriapo's coming out telling him he's in a tough situation right now. Doesn't have to make the trip all the way out to the mound, but just comes out a little bit, tells Ogando, okay, settle down and just, get back to it. You're rushing a little bit. Just get back to what you're doing. And right after that, Ogando went to the back of the mound and took a deep breath.
This one's hit high in the air, but not very deep. Mitch Morland comes in, then heads back just a little bit to make the play. And Michael Saunders is retired. Double is erased. No harm, no foul. Rangers lead it 1-0 in the middle of the 5th. by Steel. For dependable trimmers and lightweight blowers, visit SteelDealers.com. And by Whataburger, just like you like it. John Radigan with Tom Grieve and Mark McLeemore here as we talk a little Rangers baseball. The Rangers lead at 1-0. There's a strike from the rookie Pineda to Nelly Cruz. That's just his 46th pitch. He had a 10-pitch inning last time.
It's kind of a Cliff Lee kind of pitch count that he's got going right here.
.34 strikes and 13 balls thus far. Blocked by Olivo.
Jack, you see this happen a lot when you've got a pitcher or two that a team hasn't faced before. They don't know what to expect. Yes, they see film and watch him on tape, but seeing him in the box is totally different. You have an idea of what he can do, but when you get in that box, it's a totally different take. So when you're not used to what a pitcher's patterns are, it makes it very difficult for him to hit. And unfortunately tonight, we've got two pitchers that neither side has really seen much of.
Exactly. I never really had film when I was playing, but they did, of course, when you were playing. So is that what you found? You'd watch the film, but when you got in the box, it really didn't do you that much good?
It really did. And all I really needed to know was what were his off-speed pitches. If I knew that, then I felt I had a good chance. But watching it on tape, I mean, a guy may have a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, but is it straight? Does it move? Can you see how much movement there is? It makes it a little bit more difficult. So a lot of times it would really mess me up more than anything else. So as long as I knew what his off-speed pitches were, then I felt I had a good chance.
And could you tell that from tape?
Yes.
Yeah, you could tell
whether it's a breaking ball, changeup, split, cutter, all the ones that I couldn't hit.
Another foul by Nelly. Take a look at Nelson Cruz from yesterday, making it 4 home runs in 4 games to start the season. And becoming the first American League player ever to do that.
He went to his mouth.
Did he? That's what, yeah.
What? He must have just given him a warning. He didn't call it a ball, or did he call it a ball? No, he's still in the batter's box.
Huh?
Is that what happened?
I don't know.
It definitely looked like.
But if you go to your mouth while you're on the mound, that's supposed to be a ball. Maybe that's not what he did.
This one's grounded to third, and Nelly is out. It definitely looked like Rapuano. You made the motion like you went to your mouth. Pineda threw the ball over towards him.
Yeah, I don't think he was asking for the ball. I think that's what Pineda thought he wanted, but he wasn't asking for the ball. And you see him go to his mouth there, but he's on the grass. He's not on the mound. So if that's what it was, then evidently he gave him a warning.
Mitch Morland stands in now. Had a triple his last time up, and the only hit of the game so far for the Rangers. He's on the mound.
That was it.
He licked his fingers.
That was it. You can't do it.
And you saw right there. That's when the crew chief Ed Rapuano called him. And it must just be the rookie dispensation. You're okay. You're okay. You don't do it again. I mean, he had to have just given him a warning.
That's what it looked like.
Mitch Morland hits this one hard as well, and all the way to the wall again. Morland around first, headed towards second. He'll stay there this time. A triple and a double by Mitch Morland.
Well, I tell you, this game gives you a good idea of why Mitch Morland is is going to be such a good hitter. He's the one guy in the game that is teed off on 2 fastballs. No one else in the whole game has really centered a fastball. He's seen 2. That's a pretty good one to hit in the center of the plate, but still, he's the one guy in the game that has seen a couple of fastballs and turned them both around. Got a nice short swing. Pretty impressive tonight for Mitch. Triple and a double.
And what he's doing tonight is very difficult. He hasn't really played every day since the season started. Now be able to come in and face a guy throwing 95, 96 miles an hour and turn him around the first couple of times is pretty good.
Yeah, there's 4 hits in the whole game, and he has 2 of them, both extra base hits, double and a triple. This will pick up another one right here.
Runner in scoring position for Yorvit Torrealba. Pops this one up. Some shallow right field. Ichiro comes in to get it. Mitch will stay at second. Tickets for Dollar Hot Dog Wednesdays are half price in select seating areas when purchased on TexasRangers.com. Visit the first Ozarka website Wednesday, which is tomorrow when the Rangers host the Mariners at 1:05. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com/specials today. Here's Julio. He had a big triple yesterday, which was his 2nd of the season. Fouls this one back. Tried to bunt his first time up and was thrown out by Pineda, but he was tied for the league lead, the Major League Baseball lead, actually, in bunt hits a year ago with 17 of them. Had 39 infield hits, too. That was second only to Ichiro. He hits this one into right field. And speaking of Ichiro, he is under it and makes the play. And the side's retired. So Mitch Morland is stranded at second. And Mark McLeemore is headed back to the Rangers live set. Check him out immediately following the game. Rangers still leading at 1-0. For the Rangers, 0-2 and none for the Mariners, and we check in with Jim Knox.
All right, John, on the up back, trying to stumble across a penguin here. What's this get up all about?
I'm dressed up as a penguin costume because it's the coolest place in America. If you're not a Rangers fan, you better jump on board. We're coming to your city. We're coming to Baltimore. We're coming to New York.
We got a fired up Penguin here. There we go. Way to go, Penguin. Look at
Noxie, thank you very much. It is a cool place to be right now. Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, where the undefeated Rangers have a 1-0 lead on the Mariners, and it's the top of the order against Alexi Ogando, who threw 22 pitches in the last frame. He's at 76 now with 1 in this inning for the game. Facing a tough leadoff man. He's retired Ichiro each time.
Ouch.
And he gets him again.
Boy, it started him off with a breaking ball, hit it off the end of the bat foul, and then pounded him in with a good fastball and jammed him. Little weak ground ball to second base. That's just nice pitching right there. And it's not the first example of it. He's been doing it all night long to all the hitters. Slow pitch, way out in front of it off the end of the bat. Now a high fastball busted him in and jammed him. Tough to hit when you're getting pitched like that, even if you are Ichiro.
Now it's Sean Figgins. It bounces up and hits him. He's got a smile on his face. Didn't expect that. Didn't see that one coming. He's had a couple of pop outs. Watch how this happened. Right off the glove of Torrealba. And up into the face of Figgins. There's a strike. Figgins hit .394 against the Rangers last year. And it's not a small sample when you play each other 19 times during the season.
Well, Lexi's thrown mostly fastballs and curveballs, but last pitch was a changeup, so he's working on more than just a couple of pitches tonight. He's thrown some either sliders or cutters, a lot of curveballs and a good fastball.
Another one where he jams the hitter, makes the play to Michael Young, and another good hitter is retired. 1-3 this time.
Yeah, I think the test for a pitcher is the third time through the lineup, and that's what this is now, the third time through the lineup. All the Mariner hitters have seen him twice. They've all seen his pitches. And so now they're coming up for the third time. And how will they do this time around? Well, so far not so well. Suzuki and Figgins, they're two veteran hitters, two 300 hitters, two tough hitters have both grounded out softly to start the 6th inning.
And the first pitch to Milton Bradley's in the dirt. Well blocked by Torrealba again.
And that changeup is the one pitch that he's shown it to the Mariners, and when he's missed down, which is good. They can't hit it when he misses. It's not like he misses in the middle of the plate. But even though it hasn't been a strike and they haven't swung at it, it's still something else that they've seen, and they're aware of it, and it can still be effective even if you're not throwing it for a strike. Especially when it's going along with the two other pitches that he's thrown predominantly tonight. How good they've both been, the fastball and the curveball.
.10 is a little high to Bradley. Alexi was 4-1 with a 1.30 ERA last year in 44 relief appearances. And that 140 represents, rather, that 130 represents the lowest ever by a pitcher with at least 40 innings in Rangers history.
Last pitch didn't miss by much.
But it's 3-1. And Milton Bradley draws a walk. comes Mike Maddox. Just the 4th base runner of the game. A couple of walks and a couple of hits against Alexi Ogando. And it'll bring up Jack Cust as the Mad Dog has a quick word for Ogando. Looks like he actually called Brian O'Nora out to the mound. And now here comes Kevin Harmon and Ron Washington. And let's hope that Alexi hasn't hurt himself in some way.
Looking at his hand.
Blister, perhaps. Yorvik Torrealba acting as translator there. And it looks like they are agreeing he's okay. Wash a little reluctant to leave the mound.
He's saying he's okay.
Yeah, he definitely wants to stay in there. 86 pitches so far on the night for him. 52 strikes and 34 balls. And he's ready to face Jack Cust. With 2 out and a runner on first base. That's Milton Bradley, who walked. And a quick check of first. Here's Cust, who had a fly out to Mitch Morland his first time up, and he walked his last plate appearance. There's Mark Lowe out there loosening to begin warming in the bullpen.
And you would think this would be about the point in time where Alexi would be reaching his pitch count. He's at 88 pitches right now, 87 pitches.
On appeal, that's a strike.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either, but
might have got the call there.
He got the call. Mariners manager Eric Wedge.
Not a bad idea. Bradley can steal a base.
Mm-hmm.
1-run game. Want to keep them close.
Milton's got hits in 4 of the first 5 games for the Mariners. There's another strike to Cust. And now Ogando is ahead of him, 1-2. The crowd is anxious in anticipation of Alexi's 90th pitch of the game. And it swung on and missed. Pitch number 90 was a good one. And the side is retired. Rangers still lead it 1-0 in a pitcher's duel. And take a look again at the 90th pitch of the game. to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot worth $300 and dinner for two at a Sonic drive-in. And tonight the Rangers are hitting for Dana Moore from Highland Village. If a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Dana will win $25,000. And you can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. Getting a little bit chilly here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. But the action is heating up with a couple of good young pitchers on the mound. Here's Michael Pineda against the leadoff man, Ian Kinsler. Ian with a check swing strikeout that first time up and a grounder to the shortstop. And that one gets behind Olivo. Ian starts the night with a .308 average and was slugging at a over 1,000 clip, 1,077. But he's 0 for 2 tonight. Fouls this one off. Pineda had a 15-pitch inning last time, and he's only at 64 for the game. Two Rangers hits on the night, and both of those were off the bat of Mitch Morland. Triple and a double. And this one is sliced foul. And it stays 2-2. Good pitchers duel here at Rangers Ballpark tonight. We got the chance for another one tomorrow when King Felix takes on C.J. Wilson. A couple of aces for the afternoon game tomorrow. And Ian hits another one. Foul and out of play down the right side. 25 rows deep. And take a look at that matchup. 2010 Cy Young Award winner Felix Hernandez and C.J. Wilson, who led his team with 15 wins last year. Actually had more wins than King Felix did. This one's hit hard and over the head of a leaping Jack Wilson. Ian Kinsler is on with the third hit for the Rangers and a leadoff single. And we check in with Emily Jones.
Well, guys, it was a long time coming for Elvis Andrus last night. 700 at-bats between his home runs. And he did find the humor in the interesting reception he got in the dugout.
It was, it was fun. It was, I was glad to feel that, sensation again. And about, the way they received me, well, they didn't receive me in the dugout. I mean, I knew they were trying to play something, so, it was a little, a while since I hit my homer. But, I mean, basically it feels good right now.
So he did find the humor in the way they didn't receive him, and he did have a little fun of his own if you saw him giving fake high fives to imaginary teammates just to pretend like there was someone there to congratulate him.
Yeah, good stuff, Emily. Yeah, he said, geez, I knew they were going to do something. Although they did nothing. Elvis squares around to bunt there. The only one who didn't appear to be in on the gag was Ron Washington. Wash was even looking over his shoulder.
Even if he was in on it, I don't think he could have contained himself.
He was so excited for Elvis. That's the excitement that we've talked about. The fan in Ron Washington. We asked Elvis why he threw his helmet down, and he said, well, I just wanted to get back at him in some way. But as soon as he threw his helmet, that's when Torrealba broke, cracked up. Good bunt by Elvis. No play at second base. They do make the play at first. And they'll go 1-4. But Ian is now in scoring position at second base. And the sac bunt by Elvis Andrus.
Yeah, nicely done. hard to hit the big guy as hard as he's thrown with the off-speed pitch. It's not simple to bunt a guy that's throwing hard like that either. Elvis made it look pretty simple.
And here's Josh Hamilton. There are only 2 spots in the Rangers batting order that have not hit a home run. As you see, he is safe on the appeal. 2 spots have not hit a home run so far, just the 3-hole and the 9-hole. Josh has pretty much occupied the 3-hole in the first 5, so he's still looking for his first. Says he's not worried about it. He says he usually, for whatever reason, he gets hot when everybody else cools off. And it's not like he hasn't contributed at all. He's got a couple of extra base hits of his own, contributed to that total of 28 now. Adrian Beltre's on deck. Ian Kinsler down there at second base. And the youngster Pineda's already thrown 12 pitches this inning. Another foul off the screen in front of the dugout. See the Rangers pitchers over there. Colby, Matt Harrison, CJ, and then David Murphy. Yeah, just the best seat in the house right there. Actually, I'd argue we're in the best seat in the house. This one's hit into the gap in right center field and down for a base hit. Another extra base hit for Josh Hamilton and the Rangers. He's at second base. Ian now scores, and the Rangers get an insurance run. It is 2-0.
Nice job of waiting on that off-speed pitch. It's just so hard to pitch through the Ranger lineup as well as this kid's throwing. He gets the breaking ball. Not a terrible pitch. It's down in the strike zone, but Josh does a great job of waiting on it and drives it into the gap.
Ian scores easily, and it's a 2-run bulge for the Rangers in a pitching duel. And there you see the claw. It's still here. It's still a part of the Rangers repertoire. Carl Willis, the pitching coach for the Mariners out there, just talking to the youngster Pineda. And just as Brian Onora tries to break it up, it breaks up, and there's Alexi Ogando. He's thrown 90 pitches and has the chance now to get a victory in his major league debut as a starter. Three of the last 4 hits by the Rangers have been extra base hits, but when you've got 29 extra base hits on the season, it's a lot of extra base hits. Strike in there for Beltre to make it 0-1. Adrian's a former Mariner, of course. Spent 5 injury-plagued years with Seattle. But he's always been one of those guys who plays through the injuries, and did. It's not like he missed a lot of time or spent a lot of time on the DL. He just wasn't at 100% for much of his stay in Seattle. Big cut and a miss there. Off-speed pitch from Pineda.
But pretty much what we've said about Alexi Ogando, you can say about Pineda. It's not just the mid-90s fastball, it's the good assortment of pitches that he's throwing. Had a good slider today. Mixed his pitches up well. And he's still throwing 95 miles an hour.
Still reaching back.
Really low pitch count for a young kid throwing hard like this. Only thrown 78 pitches. And throughout his minor league career, he always had pretty good control. He only walked 34 batters in 140 innings last year. So he's always had good command of his pitches.
Adrian Beltre puts a charge into this one. It's into center field. Back to make the play is Michael Saunders, and Josh Hamilton will stay at second base.
It's another example of Beltre's batting average is not as bad as the way he's swinging the bat. There's another hard hit ball. Just didn't find a gap. Hit right at the center fielder. Well, he battled up there pretty well against the kid throwing hard with a good slider. Reached out and stroked that slider pretty nicely to center field. Mark Lowe still throwing out in the bullpen. You'd have to think that Alexi Ogando night is over at 90 pitches in 6 innings with Lowe throwing again out there. If it is, it's been a beautiful start. Well, if it's not, it's still a beautiful start. 6 innings, only 2 hits.
No runs allowed. Rangers lead at 2-0. And Michael Young tries to pick up Josh Hamilton here and add another insurance run. As we mentioned, the Rangers will rally on 2 with 2 out. More than half of the RBIs coming into the game were scored with 2 outs. 16 of the 31 coming in were plated with 2 men out. It's 2-0 to Michael. There's Alexi, and there are the numbers. 4 strikeouts, only 2 walks. No runs on 2 hits. In 6 innings of work in his major league starting debut. Another high foul by Michael Young. This is game number 1,513 for Michael, so he is officially in second place, passing our buddy Jim Sundberg at 15-12. And he's 60 shy of tying. There's Sonny over there, watching the game in the front row.
Man, short sleeve shirt on too.
Tough guy, that Sonny. He's 60 shy, Michael is, of tying Rafael Palmeiro, who's at 1573. There's a couple of the other records he's eyeing right now. Runs, not too far off that one, and we told you about the doubles already. He needs only 4 to pass Pudge in that category. Double here would be nice. 3-1 pitch is hit in the air. Ichiro going back, and it looks like Michael Young might get one closer to Pudge Rodriguez. Hamilton scores. Young's at second, and he does come through with a double.
Boy, he hammered that ball. That ball shot over Ichiro's head like it was a golf ball. Rangers' barrage of extra base hits continues. Throws him a fastball up, middle of the plate. Off the bat, it looked like Ichiro might have a chance, but as it developed, he had no chance. That ball shot over his head, almost to the warning track.
And it's 3-0 Rangers with Nelson Cruz coming to the plate. Nelly trying to improve upon his already historic start to the season. First pitch is popped up high in the air. Justin Smoke comes in to make the play, and the side's retired, but the Rangers get a couple of runs in the inning on a single and a couple of doubles, including one by Michael Young, and it's 3-0 Texas at the end of 6. Is Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout days. Time for our Home Depot doing more. And Alexi Ogando's night is over, but perhaps the difference in him as a starter compared to a reliever is the curveball that Alexi was using tonight. A third pitch to go with his fastball and his slider, and you see its effectiveness against the Mariners hitters tonight. Doing more on defense. Alexi Ogando was getting it done with the curveball, as Mark Lowe is now the new pitcher for the Texas Rangers. He will start the 7th inning against the Mariners and Justin Smoke.
It just was really impressive watching Alexi tonight, mixing the fastball with a good curveball and also his slider or cutter, whatever you want to call it. And just a really polished performance in his first major league start. He looked like he's been a starting pitcher for 3 or 4 years. The way he mixed all his pitches in tonight, that was pretty impressive.
Showed a lot of poise out there. And he leaves after 6 innings of work. No runs on 2 hits. 4 strikeouts and 2 walks through 90 pitches, and 55 of them were strikes. And he did have a small blister on the right index finger, which is what attracted Ron Washington and the assistant trainer Kevin Harmon out to the mound. But he was able to finish in spite of it. So now it's low to Justin Smoke. Smoke, who got his American League championship ring yesterday. I asked him today if it felt at all weird getting a ring, and he said, nope, not at all. I wish it would have been a World Series ring.
Felt good.
Yeah, so it felt great. It's a beautiful thing. I asked him what he's going to do. He's going to send it to his folks back in South Carolina. And like everybody else, he was so impressed with the box. The thing comes in like a display case of a box.
Inside, let's take a look. Pretty close.
Ooh, man.
It looked inside to the eye, according to the pitch tracker, though it wasn't. Pretty good pitch.
And here's the payoff pitch. And that's grounded weakly toward short. Beltre over to get it in front of Elvis.
Well, you have to like Mark Lowe in that at bat. He threw 6 pitches. I think only 1 pitch was a fastball, which is a nice sign. In fact, that one fooled Smoke. He ended up hitting it right off the end of the bat. Nice pitch.
And the fastball has been his thing. In fact, Lowe just began working on a curveball for the first time at spring training. And now he'll face Olivo. Big cut and a miss from him.
Another off-speed pitch.
85-miler.
Nice changeup. Mariners know him very well. They know he throws 97 miles an hour. He's upsetting their timing by coming in with off-speed pitches.
Surprising them a little bit. It's a chess match at this point in the game. But if it was chess, the Rangers would clearly have more pieces on the board than the Mariners right now because they got a 3-0 lead. This one has popped up foul and out of play right behind the plate. 2-2 to the Mariners catcher Miguel Olivo. Signed with the M's in the offseason. 2-year, $7 million contract. Grounds this one back toward the hole and through. A single for Olivo. And it'll bring up Adam Kennedy.
Just a well-placed ground ball. Not hit exceptionally hard, but well-placed.
I'd like to invite you to join Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association in helping Japan's children in need. Visit unicef.org or text Japan to 864-233 to donate $10. Standard text messaging rates. The transactional fees also apply. And for more information, visit MLB.com/Japan Relief. In the clubhouse today, Josh Hamilton delivered a heartfelt, prayerful message to the people of Japan on a videotape. One of the foreign crews was in town and explained to him what they were doing, and Josh was only too happy to share his celebrity and some hope with the people of Japan. Over the head of Ian Kinsler and out into right field towards Mitch Morland. There are runners at first and third now with 1 out. As Adam Kennedy singles.
They threw him, looked like a changeup. He hit it right off the end of the bat. Tailing away, not a bad pitch really. It's a little bit out of the strike zone. Kennedy just got enough of the bat on it to loop it into right field for a base hit.
And here comes Mike Maddox to talk with Mark Lowe. See out there in the bullpen is Darren Oliver getting loose. And it is time for our Brown Hand Center. Great hands play of the game, and it's actually the play from yesterday that we just have to show again. Jack Wilson playing second yesterday, and he makes the double play to rob your Torrealba. He's at shortstop tonight, but coming to the plate right now. And
you know, when they go back at the end of the season and show the top 10 plays of the year, I'd be shocked if that's not one of them.
Everybody just marveled about it. We asked Wilson today how he was able to have the foot control to touch the bag like that. He said he was a huge soccer player in high school.
Well, that's just what it looked like, too.
Slices this one foul. Yeah, he said he didn't play baseball until his senior year in high school.
Wow.
And he was a big-time soccer guy. He was hoping to play. He played club soccer, not high school, but played on a club team that he said 5 or 6 kids from his club team went pro. And his dream, until he was a senior in high school, was to play professional soccer.
Well, he made the right choice.
Well, yeah, he might have started looking at what those...
If earning a living is one of the main factors involved.
Might have started looking at what those pro soccer players make and thought, I might try baseball. Let's check in with Emily Jones, who's got more on that play.
Well, Yorvi Torrealba was in disbelief when that play happened. He was pretty much in awe after he watched the replay. He said Jack Wilson actually apologized to him when he came to bat the next time. He said it was an unbelievable play. You know, it stinks that he got no RBI and no base hit out of it, but he said it was an incredible play to see on the replay.
It just kept getting better. The infield was in, huge hole up the middle. The ball's right up the middle. First sign you say, well, there's a base hit and 2 runs. Then he catches it and you say, well, it's only 1 run. He stopped the run from scoring. Then he steps on the bag and you go, wow, he got an out. And then somehow he makes that miraculous throw to turn a double play.
And that's why Yorvi Torrealba was in disbelief. Must have been a nice play up there. Didn't see it. Good job, young man.
Yeah, he went from a base hit and 2 RBIs to a force out and 1 RBI to a double play and no RBIs.
And this one is sliced into right field. It will bring a run home. Crossing the plate is Oliva.
Boy, that's 3 of the softest singles you'll see back to back to back. A seeing eye dribbler up the middle, a blooper off the end of the bat, and then a jam shot off the handle. Got a fastball up and in. He hits him off the handle and he just bloops it into right field. You just need a double play right here.
Still got runners at first and third and a run in now. And the 9th place hitter Michael Saunders coming up. And here comes Ron Washington. Looks like he's made the call to the pen. With that lefty-lefty matchup with Darren Oliver. And Mark Lowe's night is through. 3-1 Rangers as Darren Oliver comes in with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. And 40 is the new 30. When you look at a couple of the Rangers relievers with 20 and 18 seasons between them, the 41-year-old Arthur Rhodes and the guy on the mound now, the 40-year-old Darren Oliver. And there you see Ollie's numbers.
A tough situation for a reliever right here. You're clinging to a 2-run lead. Men on first and third. Only 1 out. Ideally, you get a sinker, a ground ball, and a double play. Get right out of the inning. For Mark Lowe, it doesn't look good. 1/3, 3 hits. But none of the 3 hits was hit exceptionally hard. They just had a little bit of luck in finding some holes with those softly hit base hits. Actually threw the ball pretty well.
And now it's Saunders in that lefty-lefty matchup. He's 0 for 2 on the night. And Ollie checks Wilson back to first base. This is why the relievers, the good ones, have ice water in their veins. There's a strike. 2 nice words for a pitcher to hear. Strike 1 to Michael Saunders. Canadian-born player from British Columbia, Victoria. Saunders stands in at 6'4". There's another lanky one. 6'4", 212. That one evens the count at 1-1. Outside from Darren Oliver. Nice crowd here on a Tuesday night at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, and they've been treated to a pitcher's duel, a rarity thus far in the season. There's a strike to even things up at 2-2. Again, the check of first base.
Darren's really keeping track of Jack Wilson at first base. You want to keep that double play in order. And the closer you can keep him to first, the less chance he's got to get down and break up a double play.
And this one is lined into center field. 1 run is home. Wilson stops at second base. But the Rangers' lead has been trimmed to 3-2.
Four straight singles out of nowhere. Only had 2 hits up until that point in time.
And now it's the top of the order in Ichiro. That one is sliced foul. Ichiro 0 for 3 on the night. A couple of ground outs and a fly out to the center fielder. Patented tug of the sleeve, and Ichiro's ready. And the pitch from Ali. A little high for a ball. Mariners manager Eric Wedge, one of these hard-nosed guys who realizes his troops may be a little overmatched against a team like the Rangers, but wants to see this type of thing. See them hang real tough and have a chance to win. Grounded towards Ian. Turns and can't make the play with the speedy Ichiro running. No time for a bobble on a play like that with him running.
Yeah, the one thing that evens teams up, you may have a much better lineup than another team, but strong pitching makes it an even game, and that's what we've seen in this game. Pineda has pitched a terrific game. And then you get a little bit of good fortune. You have 4 fairly softly hit base hits, all finding holes, all in order, and then I think that one's going to go as an error.
Tough decision there.
I think Ian was thinking about going to second base to get the force out at second.
And it'll bring up Figgins. Still only 1 out, and the bases loaded with Mariners. There's a strike to Sean, former teammate of Darren Oliver with the Angels.
He caught that right in the tip of his glove. You can see half the ball out of his glove.
Kind of snow coned that one, and if it had gotten behind him, this thing would have been all tied up, or at least could have been.
Yeah, you want to keep Figgins is not an easy guy to double up, but you certainly want to have the opportunity, or the opportunity for a force out at the plate.
It's Wilson over there at third base. Saunders is at second, and Ichiro is standing on first. As Darren Oliver tries to work out of this bases loaded jam here in the top of the 7th inning. That one slammed, foul. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crowd getting it into it here.
That will send some mojo down to the team.
10th man, if you will, at Rangers ballpark. And another foul. Rangers trying to start the season 5-0 for the first time since 1996. This crowd is saying it does not want to see a loss. This one is looped to
pitch.
Elvis.
Pitch right there. That's the 3rd time in the game Figgins has gotten jammed like that. Twice to shortstop and once to left field. But with the bases loaded and 1 out, he runs the fastball up and in off the fists. And the result is just a little blooper that doesn't get over the head of the shortstop for a big out. Now you get Bradley right here. You maintain a 1-run lead.
Bradley's got a single and a walk and 3 trips to the plate. See the season numbers. He's hitting .368 after a 3-for-4 day yesterday. Inside from Ollie. 1-1. You see those daunting numbers, but this one is hit towards center field. Julio Bourbon tries to catch the slicing ball and makes a great play. A diving play by Bourbon. That was a tough catch. And that thrills this crowd at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. The lead is safe. It's 3-2. The Rangers lead it at stretch time in Arlington. This one for you. Josh Hamilton with a double in the 6th inning. That scored a run. Ian Kinsler's played it, and then Michael Young picks Josh up with a double. The extra base hit barrage continues for the Rangers, but in the 7th inning, there's 4 swings and 4 soft singles off the Rangers relief corps that allows the Mariners to get back into this thing. It's 3-2 until the great catch by Julio Bourbon, who is diving for that one. And the sense of relief falls over this crowd at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington.
Yeah, Darren Oliver came in and made a great pitch to Figgins. Dangerous hitter, bases loaded, jammed him with that little pop-up. And then he got another dangerous hitter in Bradley to fly out on a beautiful play by Bourbon. That play Bourbon made just like hitting a 2-run homer. You don't make that play, 2-run score. You lose the lead.
There's the new Mariners pitcher, a former Ranger, Jamie Wright.
Yeah, when you see Bourbon's physical talent and making a play like that, you see why Ron Washington and the Rangers believe in him and the potential he has as a center fielder. The range, the speed, and basically at this point in time, a game-saving catch.
Yeah, a lot of people just want to say that the only reason that Julio's out there in center is they want to protect Josh, but the reality is Ron Washington and plenty of people in the Rangers organization believe that strongly in Julio Bourbon. It's not just about protecting Josh, although that certainly factors into the decision making.
We'll take a look at the ball Bradley hit. He hits a little bit toward the end of the bat, so it doesn't jump. It's just a blooper. And Julio stood his ground, came in and dove and made the play. That's a difficult play for a center fielder because you're fooled. You see the big swing, but because it hits the end of the bat, it doesn't go as far as you anticipate. So he hung in there and with his speed and athleticism, made the play.
And protected that 3-2 lead that the Rangers will now try to add to against their former teammate Jamie Wright. Mitch Morland hits this one towards center field.
Julio not afraid to leave his feet either. He knew that that's a do or die play, but in that situation, 2 outs, the runner's going, bases loaded, that's the time you got to go for it right there, and he did.
And he came through in a big way, and now it's Yorvik Torrealba against Wright. Mitch Morland was retired for the first time tonight. He had a triple and then a double before the fly out there to Michael Saunders. Yorvik's 0 for 2 with a ground out. Fly out to right field. This is just his 6th game against the Mariners. But he's hitting .313 against them, so got a homer and a double and a couple of runs batted in the previous 5. He chops this one toward short. Wilson knows what to do with it from short, and he makes the play. Wilson told us he only played second base 4 times, so he's never sure exactly how he's supposed to play those things. Hey, baseball fans, Chevy is a proud sponsor of youth baseball programs throughout the state of Texas. If you would like to learn more about Chevy's commitment to youth league baseball programs, visit your local Chevy dealer. Youth getting a little chilly here tonight at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. But you can't leave a 1-run game, Dad. And now it's the 9th place hitter, Julio. He's already saved a couple of runs. See if he can contribute. Pops that one up, and there to make the play is Kennedy. The sides retired in order. 1, 2, 3 go the Rangers. the Rangers. Jack Cust comes to the plate against Darren Oliver.
Yeah, Darren pitching to Cust. You got Darren O'Day warming in the bullpen. We'll see what happens.
Grounded to Ian on the outfield grass, but makes the play to Michael Young.
That's one of the risks of playing way out there. Even a guy that's not an exceptional runner makes it a close play when you've got that long a throw. But Ian's got the strong arm, and he didn't have a problem with it.
And let's check in with Jim Knox.
All right, John, real quick time for the progressive fan of the game. It is not the piano. Peel on out here, big guy. It's got to be Matt and Taylor, because you guys are getting married at the ballpark tomorrow morning. Matt, how does it feel?
It's going to be the worst day of my life.
Really? Wow. Taylor, why? You're going to get some good remarks for that one. Why the ballpark, Taylor?
This is actually my first time here, and we're really huge sports fans, so we decided this couldn't be a better place.
And these are my groomsmen right here.
Wait, the groomsmen. Maybe not after tonight, but here's the shirt, here's the hat. Congratulations. Progressive fan of the game. Way to go, Matt. Way to go, Taylor.
Grounded to short. Elvis makes the play and gets Justin Smoke.
A couple softly hit balls this inning, but when they're hit at somebody, you get outs. Last inning, they were finding holes, and it led to 4 straight hits and 2 runs. But Darren comes back this inning and gets Cust to hit a soft grounder to second and jams Justin Smoke. Gets a little ground ball to Elvis. And 1 out from getting us into the 9th inning with a lead.
Smoke's 14-game hitting streak likely to come to an end now as Miguel Olivo steps in.
Olivo's a pretty good hitter. People wouldn't know that over the last 5 years he's hit 81 home runs, which is 5th most among catchers, but not this time.
Nope. He grounds it to third. Beltre makes the play. 1, 2, 3 go the Mariners. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. Rangers lead it by 1. Offer classic Texas hospitality for entertaining clients, celebrating a special occasion, or just relaxing with friends. For your group of 10 to 200 to watch a Rangers game in style, visit texasrangers.com/suites or call 972-RANGERS. That is a fun way to watch a baseball game. Got the warmth of the indoor area on nights like this, and that area can stay extremely cool on the hot nights that we are about to begin. Really good way to enjoy Rangers baseball that so many of you are doing already this year. Record-setting numbers here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington for the first home series. And record-setting TV numbers, too. We appreciate that. Strike one to Ian Kinsler. From Jamie Wright, I asked him about the nickname that we discovered in spring training, the Big Handsome. He says he wasn't aware that the Mariners PR staff was using that in game notes, but that it goes all the way back to his first year in baseball in Colorado. They called him the Big Handsome. Says, I'm not sure I want them to resurrect that nickname.
Hey, he's a great looking kid.
That's what I said. I told him he wears it well.
Big, strong, athletic kid. What else could you call him? The Big Handsome. I like it.
He is the Big Handsome. The funny guy, Jamie. That one's chopped over there to third base. Figgins makes the play, and Ian is retired.
Well, Jamie's got really good movement on his fastball. The ball sinks all over the place. Goes down, goes away from left-hand hitters into right-hand hitters. Neffy going to come out, try to close the game in the 9th inning. He'll be pitching in the 4th game of the season out of 5, 4 out of 5 days. Anyone wondering if being groomed as a starting pitcher in spring training would be a detriment to being a closer? Doesn't look like it.
Nope, so far so good.
Any worries about him throwing on back-to-back days? Doesn't look like it. 4 out of 5 days.
Sky high towards center field. Saunders is there, and Elvis is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. And it'll bring up Josh. Had an RBI double his last time up in the 6th inning. And he is still looking for his first home run of the year.
Well, then it sounds like, John, it's a good time to make the call.
You making it?
Yep.
Wow, okay.
Right here. You motivated me with that statement. Looking for his first home run.
He is, and he's due. With all the home runs that this team has hit. 13 of them on the year.
Well, Josh had a big at bat the last time up. He drove in the 2nd run, waiting on a breaking ball and driving a double into the gap.
And here's a look at that double. Not many hard hits off Pineda, but that was one of them, and very claw-worthy. Fouled over toward the Rangers dugout. It's 1-2 to Josh Hamilton. He does have 11 home runs against the Mariners in his career. It's the most against any team, any opponent right now. It's low for a ball. Another nice crowd here tonight. 30,953 on hand to see the Rangers and the Mariners. The finale of the 3-game set is tomorrow. Josh grounds that one into that crowd. One of the 30,953 get to take that one home. It's her. Good for you. Always an exciting moment when you get a foul ball. She had to work for it a little bit too. She had to move. It didn't come right to her. Swing and a miss, and Josh is out on strikes. Good inning by Jamie Wright. The Rangers lead it by 1, and it's Neffy time at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. West is brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. It is a save situation for Neftali Feliz tonight. He comes into a one-run game with the Rangers trying to make it 5-0 to start the season. And he will face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, beginning with Adam Kennedy. You see the numbers this season already: 3 games, 1 for 1 in save opportunities. That was yesterday's ball game. This one's, nice play by Michael Young at first base.
Michael's guarding the line, trying to keep him from being able to hit a double. And because he was right on top of the line, he was able to catch that line drive in foul territory. You'll hardly ever see that ball caught. It's fouled by 5 or 6 feet. But in that situation, you guard against the double, the ball being hit right down the line, and he was in position to make the play.
Michael Young's first regular season start at first base. Pays some dividends there, and it's a strike to the shortstop Jack Wilson, who attempts the bunt. Neffy's 2 appearances against the Red Sox were non-save situations. Rangers had 4 run leads in each of those 2 games. And of course won them both, thanks in part to their closer. A little high and away there to Wilson. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
You'd love to make it a 1-2-3 inning and keep it from going back to the top of the lineup, where you've got Suzuki and Figgins coming up. Wilson is the 8th place hitter. Saunders the 9th place hitter.
That was a little outside to make it 3-1 to that 8th place man, Jack Wilson. He's got a single in 3 trips to the plate tonight. And he hits this one high in the air to left center field. Julio Bourbon over to get that one without a dive. And there are 2 away. Now this crowd of 30,000, 953, will get on its feet. Try to make sure that Neffy does not need to see the top of the order. Norvik Torrealba out to have a quick chat about strategy, a little pep talk for Feliz against the 9th place man, Michael Saunders. Saunders is 1 for 3 on the night. And here comes that 10th man. The crowd amps up the energy and enthusiasm. And there's a foul, and it's strike 1. That one's a little high for a ball from Neffy. Took something off the off-speed pitch, 78 miles an hour.
Yeah, Neffy's save last night didn't require a lot of pitches, and he's got a chance to get out of this inning if he can get Saunders right here without many pitches too. Boy, bends that curveball in for a strike. breaking curveball right there.
Broke down and in to the left-handed hitting Saunders. That one gets by Jorvik and evens things up at 2-2.
He reached back for a little extra on that one. Got away from him a little bit.
That is an interested spectator right there, with a chance to get a victory in his first major league start. Alexi Ogando watches his good buddy Nefi Feliz with a 2-2 count to Saunders. Pitch is just a little low for a ball, and it's full. Becker suggests it caught part of the strike zone. There's the on-deck man, but Feliz doesn't want to see him. And he won't! Nefi gets him on strike. Saunders goes down swinging, and the Rangers win this one. A one-run game. 3-2 the final. The Texas Rangers are 5-0 for the first time since 1996.
Another good team effort against the Mariners, who tossed out some pretty good pitching tonight, and Michael Pineda and Jamie Wright. Rangers only managed 3 runs, but they tossed out some pretty good pitching of their own. Alexi Ogando, 6 shutout innings. Great relief work by Darren Oliver. Nefi saves it, and the Rangers win a close one, 3-2.
Rangers have only been 5-0 3 times in their history. This year in '96 when they started 7-0, and back in 1979 when they started 6-0. Nefi Feliz puts down the Mariners in order, and there you see that emotion that we talked about from Ron Washington and his bench coach Jackie Moore. There's those buddies, Nefi and Alexi, headed off into the sunset. Rangers Live is coming your way next with post-game and interviews. Stay with us on Fox.